What's up, my people? What's up, my people? How's everybody doing out there today? Y'all, it's cold outside. It's cold outside. Look, y'all already know this is Miss J, and welcome to Miss J Speaks talk show and podcast tonight. Um, Let me go on and say this. The topic tonight, let me say this first. My co-host, Miss Janet, sending out, I want us to send out condolences to her family. She lost a family member today, so she's not going to be in attendance today. Janet, we're sending out condolences to you and your family, sweetheart. And now I also want to mention the topic that we're going to talk about. Just know this: it's a trigger. It's going. I know it may be a trigger warning for people, and I would never intentionally try to make my audience feel uncomfortable. But keep in mind, remember I said I want to talk about topics that people like to try to hide up on the table, and that's what I want to do with this topic here. And I know it may upset some people, and I do not mean to do that, but I'm also about healing. Also, okay. So, and you've seen the topic. It's called breaking the generational curses with sexual abuse within the family. Think about that topic. Think about that. Just that little bit said right there. Breaking the generational curses of sexual abuse within the family. That's a lot to say, and it's a lot to swallow, but it happens. All right. So what I'm going to do, my guest, she's on her way. Um, and I gotta apologize about this, y'all, because I told y'all Miss J keep it real with you. I it was my fault. I didn't tell her that we was in two different time zones. So she had the time mixed up, but that was my fault. Okay. But she is on the way. She's on the way. So I'ma just talk with y'all a little bit until she get here. It's okay. But I take responsibility for that. Um, I forgot to let her know that it was different time zones. That was it. Okay. But she is on the way. She's on the way. But yes, as I stated, we got to talk about this topic. We got to talk about it because it happens. It also a situation where a lot of people try to keep stuff quiet, and it's not time for that anymore, y'all. It's not time anymore. And those that's going to be tuning in, if you got when you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I do my best to continue to see them. Just know if I don't see it right then, I'm not eating the question, because sometimes when people get in and they put questions, they go by sort of fast. So just know that, okay? Just know that and understand. I'm not eating it. I'm not eating your question. All right. But yes, she's on. My guess she's on her way. She's on her way. But how's everybody doing, y'all? Y'all, like I said, it's cold out there. It really is. Of course, I'm in my studio. I'm out here by myself. My son just left me. He was sitting here with me for a while, but he just left me. Of course, he wished me good luck on my show, which we are. I love that. I love the support, and thank y'all to the ones that do be coming to my shows and tuning in when they start. I really appreciate that. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what Miss J been thinking about doing. I've been thinking about doing when I do my shows, because I like giving stuff. And I've been thinking about doing like my viewers when they come in and you stick with me and you ask questions or something like that. I've been thinking about putting um your names on a spinning wheel and spin live and see who win a prize, whether it be a candy coated prize or a bath and body prize. Okay, that's what I've been thinking about doing, because I appreciate it. No, I don't have 50,000 viewers, and it's okay, it's okay. But y'all, the ones that come, that's what means a lot to me. That's what means a lot to me. That means so much. That means so much more to me. The ones that come and check in, and even the ones that watch the replay. Yes, you do too. You do too. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And y'all already know the story behind how I started this. So that's why it means a lot to me, because this was just done up on a whim. But I'm loving what I'm doing because it has a purpose. No, my platform has a purpose. But yes, y'all tune on. Y'all keep tuning in and go watch them episodes that you haven't watched yet. Um, on YouTube. My channel is Miss J Speaks. Miss J Speaks talk show and podcast on YouTube. Y'all go watch some of the episodes, and y'all know what. Let me tell you what counts. Let me go and tell y'all what counts. The reason why a lot of us YouTubers we be saying to make sure you comment, because when you comment and we go back in and answer it, that helps our channel out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. That when you comment, that's where the weight come in. It same thing with TikTok. When you watch a TikTok video, comment on people. If you don't do not put a smiley face, and then we come back and reply, that helps the video. That's why a lot of people push the comment thing. Okay, that's why it helps. That's why it does that. But yes, okay. So our guest has arrived. She's here. I'm gonna give her a little time. I'm gonna give her a little time to really get herself straightened out. But she has arrived. I see she has arrived, and she's gonna be waiting. She's waiting backstage. But now let me start over again. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in to Miss J Speaks Talk Show and Podcast. And as I stated earlier, you know the topic that we're going to be talking about, trigger warning. And I will say this, it will be a video shown, trigger warning. That's going it may be upsetting to others as far as the language concerned, but it is what it is. And when you speak it from the heart, it is what it is. It is what it is. But tonight, my guest, I'm going to go ahead on and bring her up. Tonight, my guest, she's a preschool teacher from out of Chicago. And she has her dance studio called Diamond Dance Therapy. Isn't it the name alone is just awesome, isn't it? And her she did a video that went viral for speaking out. For speaking out. And her mission, she's stepping out of the classroom into her mission to break the generational curses of sexual abuse within families. And my guest tonight, y'all come on. Y'all let's put our hands together, because you know why? This is a moment. This is a brave young lady here to be coming in and stepping out. But she stated what her mission is. And she's going to be talking truthful. She's going to be talking straight from her heart. She's going to be talking raw. And if anybody start feeling uncomfortable, feel free to just come out of the live, okay? But as I stated, Miss J is all about trying to help people heal. All right. So let me introduce to you Miss Diamond Adwin. And please, I hope I got your last name. Yeah, right. Down right there she is,
Hi.
everybody. There she
Hello.
is. Yes.
Hi. Thank you for having me, Miss J. I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate you teaming with me to push my mission forward. My last Andrewin is from Belize. It's okay. Everyone gets it.
Girl, I messed you last. I'm sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
totally fine, but I really appreciate you having me on your podcast today, and I really appreciate you just believing in me and helping me get my word out.
I thank you. Thank you for agreeing also, because I know it's gonna get touchy. Um, I, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that, and that's why I let my people, the viewers, know that's gonna be that's watching now. That's gonna be watching now, or come in the moment while we're recording, or even watching the replay. I had to let them know that, because I understand. I understand, and whenever I do shows, I don't have nothing scripted, because as I stated before to you, I like for people to speak from the heart.
Yes.
I like people to speak from the heart. I don't like nothing scripted. I just don't. So this is what I'm gonna do. As you stay, I don't know if you can. When you backstage, let me ask you something, because I don't know how people. Can you hear when you backstage? Wait for me
Yes,
to get.
I heard
Oh, you
something.
can.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. See, I never knew that. Okay, so you heard me say about your video, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's where I'm gonna start it,
Okay. Okay.
because that's where it started from.
That's totally fine. Yes.
Okay, so let me go ahead on and get the warning out. When I stated about the language, because some people may get
Yeah.
offended, but it's okay. It's keeping it 100. I told y'all, Miss J keeps it 100 on the show here. So let me and I'm new to my software here now. Let me pull it up,
Okay.
okay? So again, I apologize for the language that's going to be used, but hey, when you speak it from the heart,
The truth.
exactly. Say that again.
It's the truth.
There you go. So I'm going to show her video. I'm going to show her video. So y'all bear with me now. Let me see now. Okay, we do this, and we say share video. There we go. Let me find it. I know I got a lot of stuff in here, y'all. Let me find it. Let me find it. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna tap on it and hit open. Now let's see. There it is.
So, since my family, they already hopped in my inbox saying, take this down, keep it privately, families, nobody should know about. No. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with black families that y'all feel like rapists, pedophiles, and shit like that has to be a secret. No, that should never be a fucking secret, G. And y'all can get the fuck out of my inbox. Until you went through what the fuck I went through, and you have to deal with this shit, and having these mental breakdowns every fucking day, every year, every month, and you can't stop it because you don't know what the fuck it is. Oh, it's your fucking family. It's your fucking family. Your dad, your mom are causing the mental breakdowns, and you're with them 24/7, G, because they're your fucking family. What I want black people to do, because we have a hard time doing this. Let's start exposing the rapists. Let's start exposing the pedophiles. Let's start exposing them uncles, because it's a couple of uncles too that are pedophiles. Let's start exposing them dads, them brothers, them cousins that are fucking pedophiles. And if my family continues to hop in my inbox telling me to take this shit down, the shit really finna get serious, G. When I say it's really finna get serious, because do you know I know a couple of y'all sons that he didn't fucking did it to? Do you know I know a couple of your sons that he has done it to, G? And your son ain't even told you because your son fucked up about it. But then he came to me about the shit. That's what I'm saying, G. Stop telling me to take this shit down. I'm not taking nothing down. Y'all need to start exposing these rapists and these pedophiles. Stop acting like this shit is normal, y'all. It's driving me crazy that everybody think this shit is normal. It's not normal. No one should be fucking a child. This shit is not normal. It's not normal. It's not fucking normal, and it's driving me crazy. It's literally driving me fucking insane. And I'm on fucking live on Facebook, and I don't even do this shit. I don't do this shit. I don't even go live. But since my family want to hop in my inbox and tell me what to not post, everybody want to know, oh, you were just with your dad and your family, all this. We kicked my dad out. We kicked my dad out in March after the last victim came forward. Because we was confused on why the fuck he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's not getting help. He's been doing it since we were kids. I can go get the fucking DCF report from 2005 when my mama left him and went back. Her dumb ass took us back there. That's another reason why I went live. Women, let's talk about these mothers. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go on the little ghetto yelling rant, but I'm pissed right now, y'all, because it's Father's Day. And I ain't gonna lie, I knew I was gonna feel this way. I knew when Father's Day come, me and my siblings, we've been dreading Father's Day because his birthday is June 1st, so we had to go through everybody posting him for that. And we was dreading Father's Day because we knew this shit was gonna stir up more trouble. I don't like to leave men, and I understand my mom had 4 kids, but y'all need to fucking leave. You cannot stay with men that are raping your children, that are beating your children, that are hurt. Think about your children first, because they're gonna end up like me, 26, having mental issues. Got a degree, got a job, got a business, got everything going.
Whew. Okay. That's a lot. Now, whew, let me collect myself. What I want to ask you is what pushed you? What was it that pushed you to do that?
To be completely honest, it was the last victim. So in the video, I said last victim just came forward, and that was our breaking point. That was when I was just like, okay, there's nothing we can do to help you at this point, and you're not trying to stop. The last victim was my younger brother, and my little siblings are like my children to me. And when I realized that I couldn't do nothing to protect them, and that they have been going through the same thing I have been going through, it broke me. It broke me completely, because the whole time I was going through those things in that house as a child, I kept thinking, well, as long as it's happening to me, it'll never happen to my siblings.
Oh,
And the
wow.
moment I went to college, it started happening to them, and it broke me.
Oh man. Whew. What I heard you just say, um, you got to excuse me. What I heard you just say was you was feeling like as long as it was happening to you, let me get myself together because I'm still sort of a little miscombobulated here. I didn't know. I didn't when you the person that you was talking about in the video until now you just mentioned. I had no idea that it was another one of your siblings.
Yeah, it happened to all four of us.
Oh, good God Almighty!
Yeah, all four of us. He actually hops on the live later on because he's seen everybody attacking me. And he was just like, "No, I'm not gonna just let them attack you." And I end up having to take him off the live because I felt like he was just getting overwhelmed, and I don't want him, dealing with that.
But wait a minute, people were attacking you.
Yeah, our family. We had to cut our
Oh,
entire family off. Yeah,
oh wow.
yeah.
So
Feel like
when
we kept it in the family. We should never told anybody. But
see, see that's where was your mental state at when because looking at that video, Diamond, I see I see anger. I see like I want to turn some shit up. That's what I'm seeing. Like
exactly.
I just had a fucking enough. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I, that's what I see. Now that was videos done when.
So that was almost a year ago. That was last June. Like,
Okay. All right.
I'm
Start right
still
there.
still currently 26.
Okay. Okay. So that was done last June,
Hmm.
right? So now the mental state that you was in when you did that video, do you see any little difference?
Yeah, I definitely. As I'm watching it, I was sitting here like, oh, I literally see the anger. I could feel the anger through the screen. I
Yes.
felt it through the screen every time I watch it.
Yes. Me too. Me too. I whenever I watch your videos, I literally get chill bumps on me. The hair, I mean, literally rises up on me. And that's why you kept me clear my, I mean, chills. Yes. This you that anger and exude was just that's why I wanted to ask you where was your mind at? What pushed you to do that? That was it there.
Yeah, I'm.
That was you know the saying they said the string that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
That was it. That was it right there for you. So you would say your mental capacity is still the same. So when you did that video,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's. I feel like I'm healing, but
right?
healing takes time. Like it's
Yes, it
not going
does.
to happen overnight. It's not going to happen
Yes,
in
it
3 months.
does.
It's not going to happen in 2 years.
That's right.
Healing takes time. So
Yes, it
healing,
does, baby. Yes, it
I
does.
can't say I know I'm sitting here all perfectly and dialed up, and I'm not looking like I look in that video, but I cannot say I'm not still that exact same girl, and I don't
Come
still
on.
feel those
That's right.
exact feelings.
That's right.
So yes.
That's right. I get that. I get that. God knows I do. I get that. So what I want to ask you, go back to when you were when what kind of young lady were you before this trauma happened? How was Diamond?
So I was always very like outgoing. I was very friendly, and that's the thing about me. I'm very friendly. Um,
I feel that.
yeah,
I feel
I'm very
that.
nice. So I was just like I've always
Hmm.
been like a really open person, and I just felt like I was always sheltered as a child. So I guess people would call me naive, but I just felt like that people had good in them. Like I just didn't see the bad yet, and it's just like once those things start happening. And the saddest part is I didn't realize it was happening until college. Most victims they don't realize it was happening to college. So as it was happening, I wasn't really it mentally there all the way until like later on I realized like wait a minute that wasn't supposed to be going on.
Hmm.
Your life wasn't supposed to be like that. And I'm talking to other adults and they're telling me about their childhood and I'm like wait mine was nothing like that. But why was I was never able to be innocent and happy. Never. Like from the moment I don't ever remember a moment of being innocent and happy. Like I've always been like overly sexualized. Like whether it was like from my parents saying something about my body to these men doing things behind, my parents' back to me. And it was just I've never got to be innocent. So I don't know. I really, the reason why I'm doing this because I really just want those children out there that hasn't gone through this to still have that chance to be innocent and happy.
Come on now.
I want that for them because I
Yeah.
never got the chance to happen, but I want it for them, and it can happen if we start speaking up about these things. If we start breaking these generational curses, if we start stepping out of the house and speaking about it, what happens in the house don't always have to stay in the house.
See, and you know what? That's what we grow up on. Well, yeah, you whatever going in how you keep it is. See, that's the mentality.
Mhm.
That's the mentality of families, of a lot of families. Well,
Yeah.
go on the house. You don't go on the street and tell nobody nothing. So obviously, when stuff like this is going on in the home, our mentality is like, oh, we can't tell nobody. Because mama said, whatever going in the house, we got to keep it in the house.
Everything.
Well, am I right or wrong?
Everything. Yeah.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
felt that way about everything I did. I could not say anything about anything. Even growing up, I talk about this. Even adults, as we grow up, we still feel like we can't tell people things that's going on in our life, and we never ask for help when we truly need help because we were raised on what happens in the house stays in the house.
Mm-hmm. Is because I know that was said to me.
Yeah,
I know that was said to me as a child.
Me too. Every day.
As a matter of fact, I remember getting my butt whooped because I said something, told the neighbor something, you know, that happened in the house. You see mom and daddy fussing, you know what I mean? And I remember, and later I told her, you know, and my mama told my behind, I would never forget that. And she had that little black shoe, remember them black and white shoes to fold up the little flip, and she had that little shoe, turned my behind her. She kept telling me, didn't I tell you what goes on in this house? You keep your mouth. I remember that.
And it things like that traumatizes us, that puts us in a box and make us afraid to speak out and step up. Even when we become adults, you would think us becoming an adult would make us no, because if it's been in our minds for so many long, we've been doing this for so many years, it's a coping mechanism. That's just what we do now. Like, I definitely understand that because I've went through that as well.
When you found the courage to finally say, that was when you did the video, right? That was your first time really saying something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was your first time.
That was my first time saying something. My oldest brother actually had said something twice. The first time was the DCFS report I mentioned in the live as well. And the second time.
Yeah, you did.
The second time they actually sent him to a mental institution. So no one actually heard about the second time.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. They found a way to hide it.
Gosh. They want to send him to a mental institution. Really?
Yeah, they did. Really? They actually did. They actually really did. And it's just so much. When I say it's so much, it's so much. It goes so far back. It's just so sad.
But the bottom line is, I'm loving your mission, because somebody may watch this later on, and you talking, we have this conversation may spark something in them. They're like, it's time for me to talk. You see what I'm saying?
That's very true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's very true.
That's the purpose.
Actually has sparked a lot of people doing that very thing. The parts you actually posted is now a sound on TikTok, and people are using it to expose the predators in their family. And I was just, I was so taken back when I saw people doing that. I was just like, wow. I didn't know. I started a movement. Like it's.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And what I want to ask you, as because obviously it happened when you was younger, right? So, this is a part 2 that on this subject. On my part 1, I had mentioned like signs and all, right? That a parent can tell. So just let me ask a couple of these signs that you can remember that you was exuding out.
Yep. I get what you're saying.
Nobody understood what was going on, right? So that the physical sign, this is what I got off the internet, is frequent genital or urinary tract infections or irritations, torn or stained or bloody underclothes, pain or itching in genital area, having nightmares, and then in parentheses, having nightmares if the child has never had no problems or going to sleep and all of a sudden is afraid to go to sleep, frequent stomach illness with no identification or reason.
Wow.
Yes.
I never even know. Wow.
And a venereal disease. Now, number one, a child don't have no freaking
Literally.
business having no venereal disease. Period. Period. And see, some of us women, when some of these, oh my God, let me go with the other one. That's just up on the physical.
Okay.
The behavioral one.
Though these are the ones that, yeah.
The
Okay.
behavioral ones, okay?
Mhm.
It says fear of going to sleep, fear of certain people or places,
Obvious.
bedwetting, especially if the child has never done that, sexual activity with toys, using new words for their private parts.
Wow.
That's behavioral. That's upon a
Yeah,
behavioral.
hypersexuality.
Okay.
We could never talk about that, and
Yes,
that's one
that's
of the most
that's
obvious
behavior.
signs. Yeah.
Now, emotional lack of confidence, especially if the child was in school and the teacher just praised them all the time, and all of a sudden you know the teachers know the confidence of the child is gone. Sudden mood swings, fear, anger, withdrawal, and you don't know why. And a teacher may be informing you that your child is seemed to just be withdrawal in class. Unexplained fear or dislike of certain people or places.
Yeah.
Depression and withdrawal.
Depression and withdrawal was a huge one. I've been depressed since I was a child. And I get so upset about that because you can clearly see a child is depressed. I clearly see in classrooms when a child is depressed. So how did you not notice your child was depressed? I'm sorry to cut you off, but that
Oh
one
no, no,
gets
no, that's okay. That's okay, babe. You talk. You talk.
that one
It's
gets
okay.
a lot. It was the point that I was in high school and I literally was it was in the prime of it happening, and I was going to high school. I think it was like my freshman year, and it was just I was overwhelmed. My mom had just switched churches, so I didn't have no friends, and it's like I just started high school, plus all these things happening at home with this man, and it's like I was just so overwhelmed. I remember I just literally took the coffee glass, and smacked myself in the head with it randomly in front of my mom. Like I'm just tired. Like I'm just tired. I started bleeding everything, and she literally was like, "Okay." And she went downstairs with my dad, talked to him, and then they brought me downstairs. It was like, "What's wrong?" or whatever. I told them everything that was wrong, but I didn't like mention the sexual abuse part. I just mentioned everything else, and they were just like, "Okay." And then they sent me upstairs, and that was it. Like they never said anything else about anything else. But I just feel like I beat myself up because I was like, well, if I would have said something, but at the same time, I was a child. And it's like, if my parents were invested and actually cared and set me down and truly wanted to know what was wrong and not just made it seem like, well, she just smacked herself, but let me just ask what was wrong. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
actually did something about it. Because even with me telling you everything that was going on in my life, you still never got me help. I told you I was depressed. I literally said out my mouth as a child, I am depressed. But they don't believe in mental illness. It took my mom years to start believing in mental illness. She believes in it now, though, but back then,
Wow.
they
Wow. Okay, now I gotta ask, why did you hold back from mentioning about the sexual abuse, Diana? Why you didn't tell me?
you're breaking up.
Okay, what about now? Is that better?
It's still breaking up, but I can hear you. Ask the question one more time.
I was saying, why did you hesitate for telling about the sexual abuse?
I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is gonna be very cruel to some people, and y'all just gonna probably be like, "How did this happen?" Because most of the time, when the sexual assault was happening, to me from the man that the men my dad would bring in, he would walk in the room and look at me and say, "What are you doing here with them?" Since I was a child. So if
Oh
this been happening
wow.
since I was a child, at the time when it first started happening, I was just like, "Huh? Like, were you?" He came in my room. This is my bedroom. Like this is. I was in the bathroom. Like it was just random things. So I just like I never said anything ever because I was when it first started happening. I think I was like 6 when the first time it happened. So I would just be quiet and I would just walk away or whatever. He'd just tell me like get out or whatever, or he'd tell the guy to get out or whatever, and just act like it didn't happen the next day. And then it kept happening over time, over and over again. So it started to happen like as I got older and I just got fed up. Like I'm not letting this happen no more. So I just stopped letting, like, I locked my door, or I have a knock, stuff like that. So I stopped letting the men come in. It was a point in high school where he started texting my cell phone. And I'm literally like, how did you get my number? And then he told me my dad gave it to him. And that's when I realized, like, there's nothing I could say because you know it's happening, because you're doing it. You're doing it. You're setting this up. So I don't know. My mental just been really messed up once I realized, once I put 2 and 3 together, I don't know, I start to shut down. I just really just start to shut down and just shut everybody out. I just stopped talking about it. I just stopped talking about everything. I just never mentioned it. That's why I never mentioned it to my siblings. And I'm really upset with myself because if I mentioned it to my siblings, they would have mentioned it to me that it was happening to them. And we could have came together as kids, not as adults. We literally are just now telling each other this happened to us and we are grown. I'm so upset.
Wow. Wow. I don't
But
know what's going on with my microphone.
yeah,
I'm here. Are you hearing a lot of clicking and clacking?
yeah.
Hmm. That's the first time that has happened. Hmm. But can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess you got a point there about if y'all would have told one another, y'all could have came together.
Yeah.
You could have came together.
That's
Let
why
me
I'm really
but I'm
that.
trying to see something. Let me see how this sound on Facebook. Caesar, I'm getting any kind of computer clicking and clacking while we're talking, while I'm using my mic. And I don't know if it sounded that way on Facebook or people trying to listen. Let me see. Okay, it's not. We just hearing it. We're just hearing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's the first time that has happened like that. Your first time. But I am so sorry that happened to you. You and your siblings. Um, you know, when it's a united front, it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
When it's a united front, it's unstoppable. But you didn't know. You didn't know. So and I know only thing I could say to you is don't, I know you say you're upset with yourself because you did, but try not to be, because keep in mind, y'all was children, and your mind probably won't think about, well, maybe I should tell her that this has happened to me, You won't think about that. You won't think about that. But now, since y'all, everybody's on the same page, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All for
So how is your relationship with your dad and your mother now?
so um so like I said last year when we found out, um I didn't say last year when I found out about the last victim, we were all still staying in the house together. So the last victim was my brother, but he was the only one that moved out. But me, my sister, my mom, my dad were all still staying in the same house. My mom and dad always have stayed in separate bedrooms, so he would always stay downstairs. She would stay in her room, whatever. She had already filed for divorce. I didn't know that until after my brother came forward. We thought she was still going to stay with him despite everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
She has been counseling for the past 2 years, so she has been already like working on herself and like getting out from under him. So yes, they are divorced. She has her own apartment. She moved out. She lives far away now. I don't know where this man is, because when we found out the day we found out, I told her, I was like, tell him he can't come back here. He came over. She talked to him for a few minutes, and then he walked out the door or whatever. And I was like, what did he say? And she was like, well, he said he's not going nowhere. This is his house. I started blowing his phone up. I started calling him. I started messaging him, telling him, like, you come back to this house, I will find someone to hurt you. I will find something. Like, I was just sending him as many threats as I can, because I could not have him come back to that house. Like, I didn't feel like it was fair that my sibling, when it was happening to me, it was from other men that he would bring around. So those men are gone now. I don't see them men every day. I didn't think it was fair that my brothers had to sit and live with you every single day, and you were doing this to them. That didn't
Yes.
sit right with me. And for him to think he was just gonna come back to this house, even though we knew now,
oh, you real bold. Like, no, that's because people are so accepting of it. He know that people are going to hide it. He know people are just going to hide it and they move on. They hide it and they move on instead of talking about it and fixing the problem. I wasn't going to continue to do that. I have been through it myself, and I literally, I can't take it no more. I feel like hiding it only makes us go crazy. And that's why a lot of children are having such mental problems, because we are keeping a lot of things in because we can't talk about it. We can't talk about these things. So my mom, she actually is doing mentally better. When we moved out, I actually found out like a lot of things about her as well, because like we all lived in the house together, but we also never talked to each other. My mom never talked to me. My dad and my mom never talked. My siblings and us never talked to each other. We all just lived in a house. It was so weird. But I always knew from a child, and in my diaries to this day, I still keep my diaries. I've always wrote, I live in a dysfunctional family. So I knew from a child that my family was dysfunctional. I knew something wasn't right. Talking to other children, I knew. I'm just like, no. When I'm growing up it wasn't until I got an adult and got in college that I really started sitting down like, no, it was not right. And that's why when I heard my brother came forward, it was really like, this is not right. And I can't continue to let this go on, because generations, if this is already happening right now and my brothers have children and they're already hiding it with his children and next generation, no, I'm not going to let it continue. I'm not. I have no clue where he is, but my mom, she still lives in Chicago, but they are separated now. I found out later on that she was also a victim herself. Like, they met at 11. She was 11. He was 12. He already had a child when she met. He was 12 with his first child. He got her pregnant at 13. So it's just like, the story is so deep. Like I said, it's so much trauma. The trauma goes so far back. My sperm donor, his sisters and his brothers were molesting and raping him. So that's why he started doing it. So that's why my family basically exiled us, because if they come forward about my dad, they're gonna have to come forward about everything. He's gonna start spilling the beans, and everybody's gonna have to admit that they've been doing it everywhere all these years. And no family wants to admit that, because we start to look. They feel like people gonna look at you like the sick one, and it's not you. It's the people that's doing it. And I had to learn that myself. It took a lot for me to learn that myself. I can't hear you. Are you muted? Hello?
What about now?
There you go.
You hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I gotta check to see what's going on my mic here. What about now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I took my mic down some. But as you heal, it's gonna take some years though.
Yeah.
To get to the part where forgiveness come in. That's why I say it's gonna take some years.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some years, but it does happen. It does happen. Now, you just verbally told everything when you did that video.
Yeah.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Literally.
Because it's gonna be a process. Yeah, let's go back to you just got to have Miss Love find out it happened to your mom because she never shared that with you. And that's another thing within our families. We don't tell our children, we don't sit them down and tell them what happened to us. We not they don't they all they know is you don't want to be going over spend out at people's houses. But why?
Yeah.
We don't tell you why.
Yep.
We don't tell you why.
That's it.
Okay. And that be the reason why, because that's what happened to me, going to somebody's house, but we as our families, we don't take the time to tell our children that until something happened. And then now, well, I'm going to tell you it happened to me. But if you would have told me this stuff as a child, as I was coming up, you would have let me know. You would let me. I know I know them pedophiles. They try to tell the child that this is normal.
Yeah.
Okay, that this is the way it's supposed to be. This is love. No, it's not. No, it's not. Taking someone's innocence is not freaking normal at all. That's not love. And doing my research, that's what I found out, that a lot of them would tell their victims that this is the way love feels.
They groom us. I was groomed. My siblings were groomed. Like they groom us. They groom you so, and they groom it. The really messed up part about grooming is it messes with your mental. It messes with your mental so bad because you really don't know what's real and what's not, and you really can't decipher anything in your head. It just really messes with you because you start to build a relationship with that person because they're grooming you and grooming you and grooming you. So when people start, because I remember a friend telling me in high school when he texted my phone, like, why would your why would your dad give his friend your number? Like, that's weird. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, they do stuff like this all the time. I was groomed. I didn't like replaying those things in my head. I'm so upset at myself, but I can't be because you were groomed, honey. Like a lot of victims were groomed and they probably eat themselves up and they let these people eat them up and get to them and say things about them. But it's like you won't understand unless you know about grooming, know about sexual assault, and know these things and done your research, or you've been through it. You cannot tell someone that, hey, you knew what was going on. You can't. You can't. And it happens way more often than we think. My family started going live after I went live, saying that I just been sleeping with everybody since I was a child. I started at 7 and all types of wild stuff. And it's just like, y'all would do anything to hide what's really going on. It's just scary. It's really scary. And to see how many people are reaching out to me saying that this is happening to them currently and are looking for help and ways to get out with their family, it's overwhelming. But it's just like, I, I'm saying strong because I need this movement to make progress. I need this to see in future generations. I need to see this not happening anymore. I need to see people speaking up instantly. My
That's
niece
right.
I'm sorry, last thing. My niece had an incident happen right after I did the live. The live was in June. My niece had an incident happen in July where she was at her dad's house and the man tried to do the same thing to her. She instantly called me, 5 o'clock in the morning. Called me. I didn't have that guts and that I didn't have none of that drive when I was a kid. But she seen me speaking up, and as a child, she instantly called me, not her mom, none of that. She called me first, me, to make sure I got her out that situation. So I want children to start doing it. I want parents to start speaking to their children, like you just said. If my mom would have spoke to me, I probably would have instantly told her. Instantly, if I would have known, I would have instantly talked to her. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just had to get that last.
Baby. This is your interview. This is your time. You talk. You talk, baby. It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
I talk so much.
I just hate I'm having issues with my mic because this is the very first time that has ever. See how we have to do? But we gonna keep right on. I'm gonna keep right on talking. I'm gonna keep right on.
Yeah.
I sure am. And I just hope it's not. It's not. It don't sound like it's messing up on Facebook. But we gonna keep right on this conversation.
Okay.
But now when I heard you say, I gotta go back because it's registered.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hear you say it was some of his friends that was bothering you too?
Yeah. So my sperm donor, like I said, he always stayed in the basement, and he always had guy friends that spent the night. Our entire childhood, there's never just been us in the house. It's always been random people living in our house with us. Our entire childhood into our adulthood, it's always been random people, mostly men, staying with us. Because my dad is bisexual, so he would always be with men, but he always had me spending the night. It's just very weird, very dysfunctional. But the guy that he brung around that spent the night constantly for years, like since I was like 5 until I was like 17, he stayed at our house on and off for years, was a registered sex offender. Like he was literally, the first time he stayed at our house, I remember listening because I was one of the nosy kids listening at the bench to my dad and him talk. And he stayed at our house because his baby mother had put him out because she was pressing charges against him for touching his 2-year-old daughter. And I remember because I used to have that 2-year-old daughter. I used to bring her over all the time, and I used to watch her. It's so sick. And I remember him telling my dad that, telling him that. And he was not caring. And I never understood why he didn't care until last year when my brother came forward. Then I'm like, oh, because you do it to your sons. That's why. That's why you don't care, because you do it and you've been doing it. So it came full circle last year. Like I'm still to this day putting pieces together about my family, because as a child growing up, you just see your family, you don't know what's things going on. The adults got their things going on, but you don't know. And as you grow up, the adults start telling you things. You're like, wait, what? And that's been going on, and this been going on, and you start to figure out like, oh, this family is crazy, like, or this family got this going on, this family, yeah. So it's like the older I get, and the more I start to realize, like, the more pieces are coming together. I'm just like, okay, now it's making sense. It's all going full circle. It's making a lot of sense. So yes, the guy that was doing my sperm donor never did anything to me, and I always thought he was innocent because he never did anything to me, a girl, because he was the guy was doing to my brother, and that's why I thought that maybe he didn't know because he never did anything to me. I always thought if he knew that these men were touching me, he would be touching me too. You know what I mean? But he never did. So I always assumed like, well, maybe he don't know, but that he did because he was doing it to my siblings. So it's just like it's just really sad and sick.
Wow.
To be honest, like I really,
wow.
It's sick.
So yes, you was exposed to a lot. You was exposed to a lot. But it's still, but that was then. As a child and all coming up. But see now, like I said, you got a mission going on now, and you make sure you stick to that mission.
I'm not
If you can get out here and start some type of foundation for something like this, where people can be calling you, the escape routes, anything, because you got a mission, and you speaking out, and you done started this what did you say? You started a cause. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, we talking about it tonight. Somebody gonna see it. Somebody gonna see it, and somebody gonna be like, "Oh yes, this time I got to start speaking up now." Somebody gonna set themselves free, because that's what you did. Do you realize that? In a certain way that you set yourself free a little bit. Started out
I
because
did. It was a weight lifted for me and my siblings. My oldest brother is currently in jail, so I called him when I did the live and everything, and I told him, like, I believe you. He has never heard since he was a child. Mind you, he was the one going with the most. He was the one the DCF case, the one that got locked in psychiatric home. He the one that ran to the streets, so he didn't have to be home every day. He was in the streets hard heavy. He ended up in jail. So I finally called him, and I was just like, I believe you. I believe everything you said was a child. He cried on the phone. A grown man cried on the phone in jail because he finally had someone that understood what was going on. People just thought, oh, he just wanted to be in the streets. No, we never wanted to be in that house. We never wanted to be in that house. I had extracurricular every day after school so I didn't have to be in that house. I was at church every day so I didn't have to be in that house. I was dancing 24/7 so I didn't have to be in that house. I did whatever I could. Acting classes. I did whatever extracurricular activity. That's the reason why I did mentoring programs. That's the reason why I'm so well put together, because I made sure I wasn't going to become a product of what they had going on. My cousins, they can't say the same because they literally became products. Apples didn't fall far from the tree, but I got away from that tree. I got away from that tree. When I saw it as a child, I said I didn't want no part of this. In my diary currently, I'm reading that I literally said I knew I was going to raise my kids the way I was raised. I said that as a child. Rereading my diaries really be having me sitting there like, I've been on to this. This movement is long overdue. It's long overdue.
Yes. Now, when you made that statement about women holding on to them men and they know they doing this, that is so true. Because they don't want to make them leave, because they're going to take all the money with them. That is so true. That statement was so true, because it's a lot of women knowing their boyfriends or whatever's doing this to their child, but don't want them to leave because they want. But damn, that does. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah.
A lot of them turn their heads because they don't want to tell it, because he the only one paying all these bills and all. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not. You don't betray your child like that. It's the ultimate betrayal right there for a child. When people their parents, and that child and told their parents, and that parent like, well, I don't believe you, because some of them say that too, and still continue to be right there with the man. Still continue to have that child right there with the man. People still do that. Still continue to have the child right there with the man. And that's wrong. That's the ultimate betrayal. the ultimate betrayal. No doubt about it. So how's your
I will
relationship?
never understand.
How's your relationship with your mom?
When the live happened last year, as you can see from the live, we didn't have a relationship. There was no relationship during that live. When I moved out, we had already cut ties. When she moved out, we had already cut ties. But after I made the live, of course, everybody started reaching out to her. Her friends started reaching out to her, questioning her. So she just started going through her own little things or whatever. It took a few months. Like my siblings, they forgave her pretty quickly. They did because they're younger than me and more attached to her than me. So they just like they did forgive her pretty quickly. So she would always just like message me and contact me, like, are you gonna, talk to me? Are you gonna, reach back out to me, this and that. It took a few months, but I did. I eventually talked to her, and we didn't like re-still to this day. She said she wanted to have like counseling, but she wanted the counseling to be with her counselor. And I just didn't feel comfortable with that because I'm just like, you with this counselor for 2 years and build up this relationship, and now you're gonna bring us in and probably like try to turn everything on us. And it's just like, no, I want you to be able to take some fault in what you did and what you had. I understand that to a certain extent you were a victim, but I need you to speak up and say, okay, I knew what was going on, or I knew something about it, or and take accountability for your actions to a certain extent. So I it's better now. What I can say is our relationship is getting better. We are talking more now. We still haven't done the counseling. We are going to do it eventually, but I'm not ready for that. I did tell her I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to sit down because I just feel like, I don't want to say she would lie, but I just feel like she still wouldn't be fully truthful. So I'm gonna let her do a little more counseling on her own and open up a little more on her own, so that when I'm ready and she's ready, we can really fully, truthfully, be openly and honest. Like, I don't want no more holding back. I don't want no more sweeping under the rugs. I don't want no more of that. And for her, it's harder because she's older and she was raised on that. So it's harder for me to let that go. I was raised on it as well, but I also have been very defiant from the moment I was being raised on it. I already knew that wasn't the path I wanted to go. So it is a process, but we are doing better now. We do. She definitely says, like, I set my boundaries with her, and I'm proud of myself for setting those boundaries. But I do know, you know, I do know I love her, and we do have a growing relationship, and it is going to be better.
That's good.
It is.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna ask you, do you still have love for your mother? You know, again, it's gonna take a long time though. But forgiveness gonna
It does.
come. Forgiveness is gonna come. Forgiveness is gonna come. But as you stated, it's all about accepting responsibility. And obviously that's what she's gonna have to do.
Yeah.
That's what she's gonna have to do. And you also made a statement that you're not ready to do that counseling with her. That's good. Don't force yourself to do that. See, because
Yeah.
if you force yourself, it's not gonna feel genuine.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I don't want.
It's not if you force yourself, it's not gonna seem genuine at all.
And that's what I want. I want it to be genuine. I want it to be
It's not gonna
mutual
be
and
genuine.
genuine.
Yeah, you take your time. You take your time. And when you ready to get together, do the counseling together, that's when everything gonna feel just like it's supposed to be. But if you force yourself to go, it's not gonna feel real. It's not gonna feel real. And you doing good by letting her get her. You doing good by letting her get her counseling on her own for a while. That's really good
Yeah.
too. Let her do
I'm
that.
proud of her just for even doing counseling and taking the steps to even, better herself. Counseling is actually, she admitted that counseling was what made her file for divorce. So she had already filed for divorce and started packing her things up and everything before we, found out about my brother and everything. So she was
Oh
already moving.
wow.
Everything was already packed. Yeah. So
And my last want to ask,
I can't hear you.
you have a dance company.
Yeah. So
You got a
I have a dance business. I have been on hiatus right now for a mental break because it's been like a lot going on. But I'm
yeah.
coming back next month. Yeah, so Diamond Dance Therapy. Dance has always been my outlet since I was a child. Like when I was going through the roughest of rough times, I always had dance. I had dance at school. I had dance at church. I had dance everywhere in programs. I danced everywhere I went. Dance has always been a passion of mine. Even people told me I couldn't dance, I still dance. So I growing up, I always wanted to have my own dance business for not just for kids, but for adults as well. So I currently teach children dance. I teach hip hop, ballet, tap, jazz, all of that, contemporary, all of that. But I want to start doing it for adults as well. But I want it to be like an outlet for adults, you know, like therapy. I want it to be, that's why it's called Diamond Dance Therapy, because I know the dance has always been therapy for me. Like in college, when I had my rough times, I would turn on some music and I'd start dancing. I'd be crying and dancing, or happy and dancing, or angrily dancing, and I'd just be dancing, and I'll feel good after. Or I feel some type of way about my day, and I just need a release, and I'll go to a dance class after dance class. I'll feel motivated, rejuvenated, you know, inspired. I want that same thing to happen for everyone. So I have beginner classes, intermediate classes, all types of classes that I'm giving. And I just want to just start using dance as an outlet for everyone, not just for myself, but for everybody. So yes, I do have some classes. Getting everything back up in the works. It's slowly coming together though.
Okay, that is so awesome. And I've seen one of your videos. I've seen one of your videos, one of your dancing. I've seen one of your video dancing videos. I've seen it.
You did. Um,
I know dancing is therapy for you, just like makeup is therapy for me. So I get that. I get how it help you escape things. Mhm. I do. I do.
that's
I get that.
understandable.
So now my last question I want to ask you.
Mhm.
What is it you want to say to those that are still going through this and those that have gotten out and dealing with it? What message you want to say? What you want to say? I'm gonna give you the floor.
For those people that are currently still going through this, for those people that are currently still going through this, I would say be strong. I know what you're going through is not easy. If you have a way to get out, get out. If you haven't spoke up yet and if you have a voice and you want to use your voice, use that voice. If you feel like no one will believe you, find that one person that you can trust and you really love on and start telling them every time it happens. Tell them, build up a rapport because you're going to need evidence. And I truly understand the hardest part about coming forward is needing evidence. Start building up that evidence. That's what I didn't have as a child. Build up that evidence. A girl reached out to me right now. She has two siblings that's being sexually abused, and she brought a camera. She want to know what to do. Things like that. Get a camera. Hide a camera. I know that sometimes these things can be dangerous, so make sure you are not risking your life and your danger for doing these things. And make sure you have at least one safe person that you can tell. Because if anything go down and the police gets involved, you have that person that you know that they know what's been going on. So that's what I say to the people that are still going through it. And reach out to anybody you can that is like an advocate for sexual awareness because they can help you and they will give you steps to help get out as well. For the people that has been through it and they're trying to overcome and trying to start their healing process, I'm gonna let you know right now. Healing takes time. I started the video saying this, and I'm gonna end the video saying this. It will not happen in a year. It may not happen in 2 years. It may not happen in 15 years. I know people that is 25 years later. They're just now realizing they were sexually assaulted or sexually abused. So it takes time. Take your time. Take your time to figure out yourself because most of these times we haven't found ourselves because of what happened to us. We've been so caught up to everybody else and everything else. Take the time to find yourself. Take the time to love on yourself. Don't be out here looking for love because that's what I was doing. Take the time to love on
That's right.
yourself. Take that time to get that therapy if you need it because you do need it. And some people, it's okay to need it. There's nothing wrong with therapy. You can start with friend therapy. You can start with group therapy. You can start with this as therapy. Watching these podcasts on people talking about it till you get the courage to go out there and start getting more help. Because that's what it was for me. Just hearing people, the Me Too movement, and just being fed up. So to those people that are still moving through it, I just say healing takes time and take your time. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. With that being said, I am getting ready to end this. I'm getting ready to end the show. And I am so sorry if y'all hear some clicking and clacking, but we just was refused. We was not gonna stop. We kept right on with this conversation tonight. Thank you, Diamond. Andrewin.
No,
Did I say that right?
thank you, Miss J, for having me. I really appreciate it. I truly appreciate it.
Now, I want you to come back. Can you open up your dance studio back up?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
I want you to come back
Okay.
and do some dance, do a dance for us. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
love
hold you
that.
to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yes, I
But
will.
all right, Facebook. I am ending this tonight. Again, if you hear any clicking and clacking, I am so sorry. You just was not gonna stop our conversation. Y'all tune in again for another topic, and it's gonna be the second Saturday in March, not the first Saturday, the second Saturday. I got a topic coming. All right. And until then, Diamond, thank you, thank you, thank you. And good
Thank
luck
you.
on your mission. Good luck on
Yes.
your mission, okay? Facebook,
Bye.
we out of here. Y'all have a good one.
See ya.